Well, hello, hi, it is me, it is I, Smota Dineo Ranaka on the internet, and I am back, you guys. I just wanted to come here and have really a short chat with you guys. I'm load shedding, so I've got time. My workspace is nice and quiet, so I can chat to you guys. Dineo Ranaka shared with us that she's going through a very difficult time mentally, that she's had thoughts of unaliving herself, and she understands why people go that route in search of, just quiet and peace, why people choose to unalive themselves. And it's brought about some interesting discourse online. There'll always be those of us who just are like, oh my god, seeking attention, oh my god, why is that? There's that. I saw a little bit of that here and there. I saw a lot of people really understanding where she's coming from, because I just believe as a country, only because the economic circumstances affect us differently, but as a group, like nobody, the bulk of us don't come away from tough economic times unscathed. And I'm not insinuating that's what's going on with Dineo. I'm saying she's opened up the discourse for us to have these conversations. And I've always been a person who appreciates her transparency. She shares a lot, and she's vulnerable, and I think that makes her resilient, because you can't come back and spray her with like her own shit. She lets you know what's going on. I appreciate that about her. But it's got me thinking. We went through something a year or two ago. The discourse around mental health is so privileged in itself. Like the fact that you can even have conversations about mental health, and it shouldn't be, but it is, right? The fact that you can get on your social media and know what people are saying and understand the jargon that's being used sometimes. It for a person like me who can't seek help, it keeps you from feeling like you're alone. It keeps you from internalizing things that are going wrong. In the season we just came from, the grad season, I was one of the people who was watching the grad kids with sorrow. Like, I'm so, like, life has me so beat down that like that little bit of optimism that I used to have is not there. I'm now so fearful for strangers, like the graduates of 2023. When I saw them be so proud of themselves, I'm like, do they know what's coming though? Do they know what's coming? And do some of them know that the assistance isn't there? Like I said, we went through something as a family not too long ago, and we had to seek assistance. And not the privilege element like raised its ugly head again, in that even getting help, like physically, the institutions to assist us when we're experiencing those mental breaks aren't there. And the one facility where we could get help, the conditions were so appalling. Was like, how is somebody's mental supposed to recover in this space? And this is the only space we can come to, right? Even the private one near us, closer to us, couldn't assist us because they're too busy making money from C-sections. That's another thing about private healthcare. Such a fucking money-making scam, right? Like, all getting assistance for your mental through private care, because it's now such a money-making thing, is so expensive. You need to be in a position of privilege financially to access this help. Everybody I know in my life who's been able to medicate can afford it. They're on the medications because they can afford it. Then the rest of us have to just scramble about and go online and talk to other people and self-diagnose and read and try to figure out what's going on. That's been helpful for me. If you're finding that you're a person who can't find resources, when I'm experiencing things, I I come on here. I come on YouTube. I look up videos trying to explain what it is I'm feeling, because then you just feel less alone, because you can't afford to seek out actual like professional help to help you with the things that you're going through. You just kind of have to like raw dog shit. Like, it's so hard. It's so hard. There've been days where I can't stop saying I'm tired. And I'm not physically tired on that day, but I'm so drained at having to draw from a non-existent place just to put my one foot in front of the other and make like everything is gonna be okay when it's not. The toxic positivity shit doesn't help. One of my friends sent me this link to this girl's video just the other day, and I only got to finishing it's a YouTube thing. I finished listening to it when I was in the tub yesterday, and I sent her a voice note this morning. I'm like, toxic positivity is not on brand, babe. Like, there is no, I can't will and wish my way out of the fact that I'm not sound. My circumstances are why I'm not sound, and it's not getting better, and no amount of me thinking it better is gonna make it that. Like, we're gonna die. We're gonna die a very slow, painful death. There's a reason that the drugs have taken a hold in our townships the way they have. The children are trying to cope, right? It starts with the weed, and then we know where it goes. And we're not okay. We are not okay in our numbers, in our droves, and sometimes no amount of talking about it really fixes things. Like, you know, because sometimes you feel like we melabat, you feel like such a burden. Like, sometimes you just really need to cry and go to bed and hope that you wake up feeling better the next day. It's all you can do. It's literally all you can do. We're so happy for those of you who can afford your meds and stuff. It's really nice. Sometimes I feel like the people who are on meds feel like they're sick and the rest of us aren't like sick. That there's that as well. No, bitch, you can just afford to see a doctor and get meds. Like, we're all fucking going through it, and calm the fuck down. Like, yeah, but I'm like really, really living with this. Who isn't? Who isn't? You know? And I'm hoping that with all the discourse that we see more charity work around mental health and getting people real assistance, right? You know, with the pad drives where we realized as a nation that the girls are having to skip out on school, and a lot of people in their own little communities, in their own little pockets, started sanitary towel drives, and I see a lot of those are still going. I am hoping for more people to start initiatives that help to fund medication, in particular, psychological evaluations, things of that nature, for the things that us who don't have the resources are going through, even down to the very small level of why some of our kids don't perform well in school, the ADHDs that go undiagnosed and we're constantly being labeled less than smart. And but like, there are teachers who say out of their mouths things like, like, how does that work? Like, how does that even fucking work? I really, like, my brain, it makes me angry. Like, it makes me so fucking mad. Like, ugh! Yo, guys, we're going to die. Guys, we are going to die. Guys, we're dying. Yo, it's so suffocating. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this. I can't be the bitch crying on the internet. I tell people to fuck off too much for me to cry on the internet. Yo, this is not very G of me. Oh my God. I'm not even gonna tell you to check on your friends. It ain't shit you can do. There's really nothing you can do. And I think that's the part, right? When it sets in that you can't help. I just wanted to chat for literally 5 minutes, but it's 10. But that's it. I want to go cry now. Okay. Bye, Ella.